suit up with me and my demons. I want the lifestyle, courtside, front row got bitches like I wanna meet them. I had two bad things coming up to me, they tryna talk, but having a threesome, niggas be hating this shit.
Hello. Thank you again for tuning into another episode of Shoot the Ish. And today, we got a guest with us by the name of Gina. And
Hello.
but before we get into Gina, what's going on, Mitch?
What's really goody? It's your boy in the building. You already know. Money Mitch in the building.
Okay.
AKA what you
Okay,
want to go.
let's go.
Vintage, your boy Pluto, Mr. Foreigner. Let's get it.
Okay, is that it? That's it.
I see.
That's all. No more. Wait, just Pluto.
I see.
Okay, that's it. And today we have Gina, who's our guest today. We definitely needed a female's point of view, basically, on this topic, because I know we always do it from the guy's point of view, but we wanted to get a lady's point of view. So, how you going? What's going on, Gina? Tell us about yourself.
Hello. Hey, how are you? My name is Gina G. How you doing tonight? I'm here. Thank you, guys. Special guest attending the podcast tonight. So, all right. I am just here to give y'all the truth, the raw, authentic, straightforward female perspective.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Right?
All right.
Get it.
So, guys, tonight we're going to talk about, we've had conversations. We talked about, relationships and, but the problems in relationships, and things of that sort. But we always talked about it from a man's point of view. But this is what we're going to do different tonight. We're going to talk about getting over, or basically almost like the road of, like, it's 2023. We're all dating. But what's interesting about it is that when you get out and you start dating, you meet people that were involved with other people. And you never know what they were involved with. And so they carry that over into these new relationships. So basically, what we're basically going to try to talk about is getting over the toxic relationships and how you actually move on from them. And basically, I want to know, like, what have you faced? What have you dealt with? And how did you get over it? And what was some of the situations? So, we're going to start with Gina.
Yeah.
Let's rock out, Gina. Based on this, dating nowadays, right? And as you said, before we started recording, you said, you like people you've dealt with and stuff like that and dealing with it. But what would you say that would be that trait? Like, what was some of the toxic situations that you dealt with, and how did you actually get over it?
I've actually dealt with physical abuse for several years. And then I turned around and I actually got into another physical abusive relationship. And the reason why, let me explain to you guys. So, and that will lead on to what I'm about to say next about the healing process. So when you engage with a person and they're abusive, they tear you down, break your spirit, you go through mental issues. If you don't heal yourself or take the necessary steps to work through what were those red flags, what were those issues that actually triggered you, you end up actually picking the same person all over again. So that's what happened to me. I was in a bad relationship for years, and then I ended up choosing, literally, because I don't think that I actually took the time to really necessarily focus on myself. And I ended up picking the same type of person, round two. It didn't last as long, but it definitely had an effect on me.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I had to come up with a plan to figure out how to get back to being Gina.
Yeah.
After everything that happened. And I know most people probably like, where do I start? Where do you start, right? You don't know, but you have to figure it out. So for me, where did I start? I started to just figure out where and what was I lacking within myself for my fulfillment. Because a lot of times when you're in a relationship with certain situations, you tend to give more to that person. And you avoid taking care of the necessities for yourself. You kind of put yourself on the back burner. That's what love does to you. It makes you want to give and give and give to that other person, to, you know, to create that stability and to create that trust, that understanding, to know that you're loyal, that someone can depend on you.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
So I had to figure out what did Gina need. Not about what that person needed. What Gina need?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like what Gina lacking? what?
But with what you're saying, right? Mm-hmm. Like, all right. So you said that you were involved in a situation, right?
Yes.
Then you go into another situation, right?
Yes.
So the question that I would really kind of gravitate is like when I say getting over a toxic situation, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think at that moment you were ready to actually, because truthfully, you're dating. Like after you got over your situation, which was toxic, and I think that's where I was going with this.
Yes.
We get into these, you get out of a relationship, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We can easily talk about all the horrible things that happens in relationship, and we could point like, yo, this person was this person was this, and this is crazy. This is what relationships are. But then, as men who date, we go out and we can meet. Not to put you out there, Gina, but we can meet a Gina, right? And then Gina could date a Cliff, and I'll be like, yo, you got a lot of issues going on. So, do you think at that time that you should have actually allowed yourself to start dating the second time around?
No, I should have really focused on myself. Truth be told, for real. And it was a hard pill to swallow, like for real, because it was that what you call the knight in shining armor syndrome.
You know, I know what that is.
You know, he came in and he said all the right things, you know. He made me feel good. So, you know what I'm saying? He made me feel like,
man,
you know, he came in and he did and he said what was necessary to get me and that, you know, and
in the time of vulnerability.
You got it.
Exactly. And then what happens with that, you know, it's kind of like when you get that knight in shining armor, you quickly reach that honeymoon phase. You know, it's all beautiful. It's all perfect. It's all, you know, he's being the idle man that you have probably already told him that you were looking for. So he kind of took that information. He just built up his character to approach you. And I feel like gain that trust from you.
Do you believe? Question that I have, and I realize that in dating, women have a tendency when they go through their traumas, right, with a previous relationship, they have a tendency to inform the next guy of so many of the things that they have, which that's the setup mode. Because as you said, he came as a knight in shining armor, but he came as a knight in shining armor because you probably informed him of all the things that went through, and now he could come through and say all the beautiful things like, oh, I'm not that type of guy. I will protect you. So a woman that has been through those traumas and they hear the word protect, they hear the word, I'm there for you. He is basically saying all the words that you needed to hear at that time because you let him know that you were already, hate to say it, wounded in a way, because at the same time you never really fixed yourself. So my question is, do you believe, like I understood that you said that you shouldn't have, but did you feel like now that you can look back at it, do you see that this person was basically the same and you were, like you said, were you blinded because it was you had a sense of loneliness after you got out of that first situation? Or do you feel like it was just based on the things he was saying is why you got caught up into it?
To be honest with you, of course I thought I had it all together at that moment, you know, because I had accomplished actually separating myself from the previous relationship, and what I considered moved on with my life. So I thought that what he was pitching to me couldn't be nothing but like a stroke of good luck. Honestly, like, you know, I've been through so much. God put this person here, and maybe I should let my guard down, and I'm in a good place now. I left that person, so maybe it might work out for this person. Yes, absolutely, he was saying all the right things. Yes, I did give him. Now looking back, I definitely gave him too much information. I told him exactly what happened, detailed about that previous relationship. I read to him like an open book. He knew everything about me, and I got bits and pieces of him step by step.
And I don't mean I date now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a talker. I have 13 years of counseling in me.
Yes.
So I know that these are the things that happen. And I always said I can be a horrible guy if I wanted to. Because I understand females.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked that question, because again, the question I would then have for you is, how long did it take for you to actually meet this person compared to going in? I mean, how long was it before you got over the other person until you met the next person?
The gap wasn't that long.
Exactly.
It was
so it was never about, it was truthfully, it was more about, I asked this question earlier. I was like, was it about loneliness? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So what you did, in a way, you showed him too much, and you explained to him how long ago it was.
I did.
So now what he already knew, I hate to tell you, as a man who can be devious, but I'm not, I could be like, yo, she gave me the blueprint to how I could get her. Because technically, you just got over. So if you just got over something so dramatic and you were really willing to go into something new, you've already showed me that you can't be alone.
Yeah, you need something.
And now you showed me that you need something. Yeah. And then on top of that, with your traumas, all I got to say is all the right words. You're going to eat it up.
I'm not that. I'm this.
Yeah, and that's what he's going to say. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not this. And what I wanted to do, just let you guys understand, is like, yes, it wouldn't have been a good conversation with just me and Mitch as Pluto. Now, just to let you guys know, me and I look, I probably never said that. I've been counseling for 13 years, so a lot of stuff that I say, I know what I'm talking about. But sometimes me and Mitch, we can't get that deep with shit. Yeah. So y'all gonna hear me get deep a little bit, unlike the other stuff. Yeah. But I definitely appreciate that you're actually being open with it. Yeah, sure. But one of the things I do want to ask now, when we're saying getting over toxic situations, right? Mm-hmm. I would like to know, like, we'll get it back to you, but Mitch, right? Now, from a man's point of view, right?
Yeah.
What would have you, like, in dating now? Do you see, or are you coming across women that you feel have been toxic, and you see some of those traits, or have you recognized that you've been toxic and you haven't gotten over, or are you at the point that you're able to see your toxic traits, and are you able to actually move on, or are you actually ready, or do you think you're ready to actually move on based on you and knowing you?
That was like 3 questions in one.
I mean, you know what it is? I can actually break that down very easy for me, but I guess it was, right?
Very precise, though.
In editing, I may look back at this and be like, yeah, that probably was 3 questions, but look, it is what it is.
Very precise, might I say, though.
All right. Toxic situation.
All right, do you think you're toxic?
Me being toxic.
Wait, do you think you're toxic?
Today, no.
Okay.
No.
So you don't think you're toxic. All right. Now, in dating, do you think you've run against people that probably didn't take care of, they're telling you that they're good, but you be like, no, they're not.
I mean, if I see a red flag, and if it's...
I'm just asking you.
Yeah, if I see a red flag and it's not meshing, of course, I'm not going to, pursue the situation.
Yeah, all right. Let me just stop. Let's guys, you see the podcast, we see the podcast, and we talking about Mr. Pluto over here.
Yeah.
Pluto don't give a damn about relationships. So I just realized, yeah, you know what? I realizing.
So I'm trying to.
Yo, I gotta accept it. When I ask Pluto about shit like this, this is kind of like, this conversation for Pluto is just be like, nigga, I'm confused. I don't really give a fuck. I don't really care about stuff.
Hey, ain't that crazy? Nah,
bro. You don't, when it comes to this stuff, you don't really break that shit down, yo.
Because I'm trying to think.
You don't be caring.
Listen.
That's too deep for you.
No. I do care, but listen. No, to an extent. See, listen, when I think about it, right? I be thinking about the little feelings I do have. I'm like, how did I feel that moment? It's so small. So I'm thinking,
nigga, you don't give a woman that much attention to give a fuck if she has toxic traits.
Ooh.
You just want to smash.
nah.
Nick, really?
Nah, not 100%.
We had to, wait, we got the topics. We got the
correct,
pods.
Not 100% want to. No, at this point in time, you can't be a dead liability and I just want to smash. If it's too many hurdles, I'm not.
I'm not talking about the hurdles,
No,
right?
what I'm saying is not.
Oh man, I wish I could have it. I wish I could go
listen,
deep on this.
Maybe I don't understand your question.
Because
Maybe I don't understand your question.
there are toxic traits.
Yeah.
There's somebody I know that you be like, it could be
no,
toxic.
So your question to me is, would I continue dating somebody?
No, I'm saying, do you recognize, like, when you're dating, when you're out here now, right?
Actually, do I recognize? Yeah, I recognize it.
And that's what I'm
mean?
asking you. Do you recognize it? And
Yeah.
what is it that when you see it,
Yeah.
right? What is it that makes, what is it that you're feeling towards that? Like, do you recognize that, like, it's something
My feelings towards it doesn't affect me, so I don't have no.
Do you choose to still continue in it?
Because it's not happening directly to me. Because I don't have an agenda to be with the person if I'm not.
So that's the point. So my thing
but
is,
if I was, that'd be a whole different story.
So you're willing to introduce that toxicity into your lifestyle?
Not my lifestyle, but
I mean,
within
into
my
your life. No, your life.
Oh, to entertain it.
Yeah, you're entertaining it.
I entertain toxic people every day.
I can't do that. I can't do it.
That's
So let me
not-
They
break.
have toxic issues, you know.
All right.
Situations.
So let me break this down. Let me explain it from my point of view.
I entertain them in the sense that I'm not going to sit there and judge them. Oh, she's toxic.
No, fuck
I'm
that.
not going to communicate with this person because she's A, B, C, and D.
Okay.
If it doesn't affect my relationship with that person, they might
All right.
they might have trust issues.
Let me
give an example.
Okay.
They might have trust issues, right? Say they have trust issues. Big time trust issues, but they care less to trust into me or not. It has nothing to do with me. They might have red flag trust issues, or if I just took this person serious, trust issues might be a problem in a relationship. But if I'm just mingling or entertaining or being a companion with this person,
We're only talking about serious stuff because I mean, if we're having a podcast, I mean,
that could be toxic. Certain people, certain
that
levels.
is an issue because look,
Yeah.
the way I phrase the question would be like this, right? Okay, so you date now.
Yeah.
I'll say I date, right? Mm-hmm. So in dating, you can meet. What I see is that people aren't over it. And before I got into something serious of saying that, you know what, I am actually officially ready to date, right?
Yeah.
And we have so many toxic traits, right? Mm-hmm. And I had to say to myself, do I have toxic traits, right?
Okay.
So the way I looked at it, I was like, you know what? I'm prideful. Prideful can be a toxic trait.
Yeah, depends.
Right?
Yeah, on that
No, but I have to look at it based on relationships, how pride can be. Because I'm somewhat arrogant to believe like, no, I'm not calling you. I'm like, look, you call me. I'm not on you. I'm not doing this. So sometimes you be like, no, I'm not showing my vulnerability. So now you don't open up. You choose not to open up. But if I'm out here saying I'm looking for a good woman, but I'm only I'm being half-assed about it, it's not going to work. So did I get over my toxic traits? Am I willing to show myself in order to actually advance, right? So if I'm not showing myself ready to advance, I'm ready. Just as toxic, or I shouldn't be out here trying to date, or I should not be wasting a person's time if I'm not really ready to really take on something serious. So now my situation is this. Do I go into this situation, or I'm keeping it real with the person? Like, look, I'm just here trying to smash. I'm not looking for nothing. Now, if I'm saying that, it's all good. No toxic traits. We ain't going to be able to do that. So now, but if I'm saying, you know what? I'm at this point. Because, see, we talk on this podcast about, oh, these chicks talking about the cheesecake. See, we can vilify the female all the time. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
But we don't sometimes look at our own selves to be able to say, like, you know what? I wasn't really ready to date. Because at the end of the day, I still got some issues I ain't overcome yet. I still got some, like, you know, I got trust issues. I think most women are like this. So now we put ourselves out there when we ain't resolving. Now we vilify women. Because what I see on social media is a lot of men talking about females. And you be like, bruh, you ain't even got your shit right together. Yeah. But you out there to vilify because a lot of these men seem like they hurt men. That's out there lashing out on goddamn females. Yeah. Because they ain't fixed they shit. What do you have to say?
Oh, talk about experience and actually going through that. Yeah, absolutely. low self-esteem, egotistical. That's what happens. The critiquing becomes, it's actually their reflection of themselves, but they in return make it a reflection of you, make you feel like it's you that's the problem, or you that is the lacking of some sort. But in actuality, they're too afraid to face their own fears. They're too afraid to look themselves in the mirror and look at the flaws. It takes work. Like, for real. It's not just about the other person. You have to ask yourself, like, okay, like for me, going back to what I said already, yes, I chose somebody round 2 real quick, got engaged, everything.
Damn.
In 6 months, he asked me to be his wife. And for the life of me, I thought it was like a fantasy. It was hell. It was not a fantasy. Like you said, I gave him the blueprint.
Yeah.
I gave him everything. That ring that he gave me, that was a hush ring. That was for me to be like, okay, I gave you that. You said that that's what he didn't do. He was with you for 15 years. He ain't do that. Oh, I'll do that. I'll do
easy.
it. I'll do
the
that.
blueprint.
I'll do that real quick
Easy.
for you. I'll do that real quick for you. It ain't nothing. Boom.
15
You want a
years,
ring?
6 months.
You got that ring. I'm like,
6
okay, so
months.
when we gonna start looking at reception areas, gowns, tuxedos, how many people, how many groomsmen do you want? How many? We got time for that. That wasn't a part of my blueprint. What you mean we got time for that? Now we got time for that? Then it became we got time for that to I'm engaged to you, but now you done piss me off and I'm leaving you. Okay. Go. Leave. You know, it's so serious. You have to take a look at yourself, because if you're a person that is emotionally stable and you have reached a certain elevation mentally within yourself, and you have to think like, who allow these people to come into their life? You. Who allows certain friendships, engagements, whatever interaction you're doing with another person, you allowing these people into your life. So at that point, you got to really sit down and do a list. Like, what's your pros and your cons? Why does this keep happening? Is it really solely just the other person? Or is it you? You have to take a reflect. You have to look in the mirror. You do. Because if things aren't going your way when you're interacting with another person, and not even just another person, work, life, just period, where you live, whatever you're doing, if it's something that feels off and you feel like you keep running into the same constant, I guess what I want to say is road stop. I guess I'll use that word real quick. You know what I mean? You keep running into problems. You keep trying to figure out like why this person don't love me. I do this, and then you know what you do too when you. I just want to shoot this out real quick. What you do when you in a relationship like that, right? Especially that round 2, you find yourself trying to overexceed.
Overcompensate.
Yes,
something
you're trying to overcompensate
yeah.
for that person. So what you do, you're really over here trying to like get like, because what they did, they breadcrumbed you. They already, like you said, they had the blueprint.
They had the blueprint.
They already mapped it all out. So now it's not even about like for them. It's like, okay, I did what you said. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you wanted, right? But now you gotta honor and obey me. You gotta feed my ego, because I did what you said that other person didn't do. So now I got control over you.
And you know what? The interesting thing, what you're saying, and I like, and that's why I didn't want to have this conversation just really based on just a relationship aspect.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about toxic situations, like you said, you can actually go from even friendships. And when you look at it, your relationship, the way you are in your relationship can sometimes be defined the way you are in your friendships.
Yeah.
Like you could be that person that well, bend over backwards for your friends. Mm-hmm. You bend over backwards for your man.
Yeah.
But what the funny thing is, your friends could take advantage of you.
True.
In your relationship, your family could take take advantage of you. So it's like, to me, when I look at and I try to understand what it is that you're saying, and by being able to talk about this, and I think truthfully, what I would say just in my life, to be personal, I think a lot of us, and I can look back at me and say, you know what? When I got in certain relationships, I wasn't ready to get in those relationships. And finally in my life now, I can say I'm financially good. Mentally, I'm good. I'm actually happy in my space. So now I can bring someone, because you should never bring someone in your life to make you happy. You should bring somebody in your life to add on to your happiness.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us get that confused. So you go out, it's like, don't go shopping if you hungry. Because now you're going to be buying all this food, and then you're going to get it at home and like, why did I buy this? Yeah, I didn't need this.
Yeah.
So it's like, to a certain point, be happy first, be full first. So now when you full, when you go shopping, you're going to buy the essentials, the necessities, as you said. Yeah. So it's like, these are the things that we could, but as I said, when you're looking at social media, I just think we see so many hurt people that's out here talking on these podcasts. I mean, that's my opinion. But from what I see, I'm like, I need this. So even the people, when they be talking about the ladies talking about the cheesecake, you just hurt. And what you're doing is actually recognizing what you didn't have, and now you're projecting what you want. I deserve this. I deserve this. Why? Have you ever had that? No. You used to Mr. Brokey not giving you shit, so now you feel like I deserve better. But do you really? I don't know. You never had it.
Do you even know what better is? And what it consists of? Yeah. Because what you think, I'm sorry, just jumping in, chiming in, what you may think is better is not even anything of really substantialness. I feel like for me right now, where I am, peace is what makes me happy. It's not materialistic things. It's not me getting the dude that has the most followers. It's not about the dude and that every female wants. It's not the dude that is the most popular, should I say, quote unquote. You have to look inside yourself. Because actually being at peace with yourself takes a lot of work. It's accepting your flaws, accepting where you've been from, where you have come. It's accepting who you are as an individual and actually dissecting yourself and putting those pieces back together that will pull apart.
So, I mean, to me, like I said, it was interesting on everything you did make it that you stated. Now, one of the things that I realized, we're all, and I think I said this on the previous podcast, that we're all walking around wounded. We're all wounded, and people have a tendency to not like that word of saying wounded. And I also use a word of baggage, and people say, what's baggage? What do you mean by baggage? And I always tell people, I don't mean your kids, because people always have a tendency to like, what he mean by baggage? You talking about my kid? No, I would never call a child baggage.
Can I tell you what my version of that baggage is?
What?
I like to call it that little red wagon that follows behind you no matter where you go.
What do you mean?
I say everybody has it attached to them. That little red wagon that they hold, they don't really want to talk about it most of the time, but it's there. It's present, and it will reveal itself. That's my way of saying, kind of similar to red flags, but everybody comes with that little red wagon, that wagon that we would have carried at 5, 6, 7 years old, where we keep our precious secrets, or we keep our experience or certain things that we know it might be toxic. We know it might be something that's unveiling to another person that make them uncomfortable. So we keep that little red wagon right behind us where nobody can really kind of see it. It's there. They know it's there, but they don't really get a chance to grab it. They don't get a grasp of it. We kind of pitch pieces of that little red wagon. We give people pieces of it. We don't really we don't dump that wagon out on somebody's lawn. That's my way of saying it.
Now I did ask when I said sometimes we tell too much information, but do you believe that there's a specific time that you provide that information
about that wagon?
I don't think that anything is a specific time. I think that things are supposed to unravel naturally. But I think that now today, the way the society is and the way that we date and things like that with social media and everything like that, people are more restrictive and more conscious of how they move and how they follow through with interacting with people as far as on that level. So I think that everything's meticulous, to be honest with you. I think that everything is like strategized, planned out, mapped out. Like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta cross my T's and dot my I's. It's not, how can I say, it's not a natural unfolding with people anymore. That's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree to that. I definitely agree to that.
You have anything to say?
Yeah, I mean, because especially nowadays, everything seems to be mapped out and not natural. Just on the basis of, that's how I look at on online dating today and how popular that is versus naturally meeting somebody at, a skating rink or naturally having, different connections with people or whatnot. So when she's saying like everything is probably like systematic or mapped out, like people are more so like, this is the cool thing to do, this is the area to be, this is the kind of woman I should have. Everything is more so mapped out of what it should be in order for me to be who I want to be versus just naturally, genuinely being in a relationship, genuinely having a connection to somebody that you deal with and you link with versus what society thinks. It feels like it's all eyes on everybody, and everybody's worried about all eyes on them versus them being them.
I mean, based on what you guys are saying, right? One of the things that I try to figure out, or when we definitely do the podcast. Oh yeah, guys, continue to like, subscribe, and share. It's actually free. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take anything to just leave a comment,
Share, subscribe.
share, and like. I don't get it. Like, it confused me.
Spread
It's not
the
that
word,
hard.
guys. Spread the word.
But to me, the thing is, I would say that when you really break down this whole thing, and like I said, we're all carrying, like you said, you have the red wagon. The red wagon, we drag it along with us, right? As you stated, you said there's not a specific time that it gradually comes out. But I think it's truly about how serious you are, and are you at a point in your, like, see, I don't think you should date wounded, because again, if you dating and you're wounded, you got them hyenas out here.
Yeah.
But if you're healed, I believe if you are healed,
There's no blood in the water.
and now I have that wagon with me, I'm able to tell you about these things about me, my insecurities and all this, because at the end of the day, just because you're healed, that does not necessarily mean that you don't have insecurities. You can still have your insecurities, but guess what?
Absolutely.
That his insecurity does not, I'm not succumb to my insecurity. I'm still healed. I'm still strong. I still can be able to say, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to give my all. And if it don't work, it don't work. I didn't lose it, because guess what? I'm still a happy person. I can be disappointed. And I always tell people there's this difference.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm not saddened.
It's
I'm
making
not
choices.
I'm not traumatized. I just got disappointed.
Yeah.
And with any disappointment, you learn to get over it.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. Like, so Mitch, right? I know we've been going back and forth, but like, truthfully, I mean, like, I know we have a tendency every now and then to go back and forth, and Mitch is Mr. Pluto, Mr. Foreigner, and I mean, I have faith. I have faith in you, but truth be told, right? Mm-hmm. Do you believe, like, within yourself? I know I'm never gonna break Mitch down on this shit, because we have deep conversations, and I'll be telling him about himself. But if he ever wants to come out and be able to express himself on the pod, he's welcome to.
I always express myself.
Nah, nigga.
Hey.
Nah, nigga. We don't.
I say what needs to be said. But
Yeah, see, let me just tell you, me and Mitch, we go at it, and we get to the point that we be screaming and did all this other stuff, and Mitch don't be telling everything.
Yeah, what you mean? I ain't trying to make it too hot for TV. You feel me?
That's what we supposed to do. So that means he ain't ready.
Yo, I don't even know where the angle is going with this question.
I'm just saying because we all have our insecurity. Like,
what's my insecurity?
No. I'm just saying. No. I'm not want you to break that down. But what I'm trying to say is like we're talking about toxic situations, right? And as I said, sometimes you could go out like you date.
Yeah.
But here's
this is what I feel like when you talk about dating and I talk about dating, it's different.
Yes, it is. I'm serious about it.
Yeah, you date for a reason. I date to mingle. Is date? What is the definition of date? You dating to get to know somebody.
So you can never complain about somebody then. Never. If you're not dating for a purpose. So you don't date for a purpose.
I really
exactly. You have to have boundaries and structure.
Yeah. You have more restrictions than I do. Because I'm actually serious. So I go out and I'm laying my shit out on the table. You should be the one that goes out and date and be like, well, just to let you know, just because I do this, that does not mean I necessarily like you. And just if I do this, that does not mean this. And if I do this, that does not mean this. And if I do this, and I don't assume this, I won't assume this, and I won't assume this.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing. That's what you have to be when you date. Because there's nothing in it for you. I just do it because you're a female and I'm a man and you come to my home and then we chill. That's it.
I'm talking about you have a direct purpose. Like you're
That's
dating,
what I just said, for a purpose.
Yeah, but you're dating to meet somebody to be with forever.
Nigga.
You feel me?
Wait. So, all right. What's the opposite of that?
All right.
Yeah, please help me. Because, this is the
single.
problem with females. And when they say they confused with niggas,
hey,
you that
keep it
nigga.
transparent.
But
how am I that nigga when I tell every single person I ever talk to that I'm just here for practically a good time. I'm here, I'm chilling.
You said practically for a good time or just for a good time?
No, I'm not looking for a relationship.
All right, so long as you're saying
Why
that,
you
it's
think
all
I
good.
don't have issues. I don't have issues with females. There's no misleading. There's none of that. I have no issues.
So no, don't get it. Wait. Don't get this part confused. There's certain women going to be like, yes, I can see a future with you, but they're we just chilling. They are just chilling.
Listen,
but as you get
have
older,
friends that potentially I could see. Not that that's the plan. I could see, meaning like if I was in this mindset and this mind frame and this.
So would you say that you're? So,
but what I'm saying.
Do you believe you have that toxic trait that you confuse people?
No, absolutely not.
Do you move with certain people a certain way?
No, I keep it very natural across the board. That's why I don't have no issues. I don't mislead nobody at all. Plenty of my friends have been through relationships after relationships and still my friend in the same boat because if they thought that, they would stay working it out, right? There's no misleading. When someone wants to go in a relationship, they do what they got to do. But I'm not going to mislead.
But I'm
not going to say like I'm here looking for a relationship.
But is there a reason?
That's not the reason.
But my question is there a reason you choose to be
not in a
why
relationship?
you are? No, is there a reason that you are the way you are now?
Yeah, because relationship to me.
You don't trust. All right, he don't trust motherfucking hoes. Nigga, you don't trust. Look,
that's too vague.
Nigga, it is what it is. You don't trust them. You believe that women go.
I'm not even thinking about the trust.
That's a toxic fucking thing. If you sitting up here thinking that
you're choosing one that's not the most important reason why I am the way I am.
Is that one of them?
That's probably down the line though. That ain't a top at all.
What? Fuck the top. What's the middle?
No, the main thing for me is like, being in a relationship to me is like having another full-time job, but you have no clue what the job description is. I'm just a person that not necessarily living in the moment. I just like running my own path, making my own schedule. You feel like
relationships like you're correction, like you're in jail.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in jail.
How you love somebody and it's a job?
No, but what I'm trying to tell you is I only had one relationship my whole life. And I was very young. You feel me? Job. But I just remember the feeling of being in a relationship, the kind of extra stress and being in a relationship versus not be in a relationship.
Do you know why you felt that way? That was not your person. When we find the person that we are willing to alleviate our ego and our perception of what things are supposed to be, it is effortlessly. It's not a job. It flows naturally.
I'm sure.
And I believe,
I hear about
and
that.
truthfully, I believe your toxic trait is you are carrying baggage, Negro. You have your baggage, and
The
your
little
baggage
red
is
wagon.
you have your wagon, and you just fear. You are scared. You're a scared child
Scared of what?
of everything you just said. The reason you just
to be
said
in a relationship?
you're scared. No, it's not that you're afraid of
I'm not-
relationships.
I don't know.
You're afraid of an old situation, and you're mirroring that on every other fucking woman. You're mirroring your old horrible situation, and you're putting that on every other woman. And you think about that, and that's why you don't move on, because you think about that before you move on. So that's your toxic trait. You are carrying baggage, and you're mirroring that on every other fucking female. So you can't, because you'll say, as you just stated, I think relationships are like jail. I like freedom. But you're thinking, so what you tell me
How
is
could
this,
you love
that
someone
the
and
other
feel in
situation
prison?
it wasn't freedom.
Not necessarily prison.
How could you love someone
prison.
you said you feel like you're restricted? Love is not a restriction. Love is an equal give and take. So let me tell you something. Let me just give you. Is it okay if I give a little example? So say for instance, right? You got your woman. She may not be your wife, but she's your woman. She's your lady, right? Y'all make plans together. Y'all situated. Y'all together, right? Her job as a feminine, right? She probably works part-time, maybe. I'm just hypothetically, I'm speaking. But her main job is to run the household, right? Because you are the person that is mostly away from the home, taking care of things and out and stuff like that. That is a lot to just like, do you know, like to actually open up and do that and coincide with another person and do that. But you have to let your guard down. It won't be successful. It's just.
I hate to cut you off. I hate to cut you
No,
off
it's
because
okay.
the
Go
reason
ahead.
why I'm gonna cut you off because you took
Go
it to
ahead.
a whole nother level.
I'm sorry.
We got to get to
All
when
right.
we talking about Mitch. You already went to a chick that he living with and he taking care of the household. You went too far.
I'm so sorry.
We need to get baby
How
steps.
all this angles come here?
No, I'm just saying because
therapy
again,
show?
yeah, it may be a therapy
It's all
show.
about
show?
you, Mitch.
But
Is this a spinoff?
But to me, I feel like, look, it should go to the point of his mindset. Yeah, look, this is therapy show because I'm talking about his mindset. But no, I'm just saying, like, to me, I feel like
love
you are
it.
afraid.
Yeah, he is.
I won't say afraid, but it's just
But
like,
you technically
I'm
would-
not into it.
Your
I can do it.
boundaries
I think about it all the time and it goes away. I can try a relationship. Nah. It's not about fear. I'm not afraid to fail. I failed plenty of times in my life.
But I
And this isn't-
my whole career.
I like the way that you said to him, like, "What is this? What do you mean? Like that's not real love. You have to. Okay, love is feelings.
Yeah.
It's not thought.
Yeah.
It's following your intuition, following your divinely guided feelings as a natural human being with blood pumping through their veins.
Yeah.
Is that so hard to do?
No, not at all.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you why. I know.
I'm not
He gonna keep talking about
person.
something a long time ago again.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say, right? And this is why I said this is good conversation because it still talks about toxic traits and situations, right? I don't think you, right? We are friends and we know each other, right? And we'll talk, right? And we'll say, "Yo, my what is it? My callback game ain't really that good, right?"
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
But again, my question with you would be if you actually saw somebody that was probably like a good potential.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think the person that you are sometimes is like, that could be a good situation. I'm going to throw all this to the side, and I'm going to focus on her only. I think you won't do that. And I don't think that you can't do it, but I think there's a fear of doing that. I'm not going to devote this time to this one because it may be some fucked up shit.
It's called missing out syndrome.
But, you know, guys, like I said, what we wanted to do is just definitely bring a different point of view to our podcast.
Different energy, different
energy. And I thought it was good to have a female to be able to go back and forth because, and y'all got to see I be talking my logic. Yeah. And then Mitch probably
he going counsel mode.
Yeah, I go in counselor mode, right? But nah, I mean, guys, look.
Oh, listen, before this is over, relationship is a beautiful thing.
Oh, look, he want to put his disclaimer in this.
Relationships is a beautiful thing. I know plenty of people in relationships, and envious is too negative.
You said what?
I admire their relationship and their happiness. You feel me? And why would I sit there and be like, I don't want nothing like that? I wouldn't, like, that seems like something I would like. You feel me?
But you have a hard time breaking down your wall to actually allow yourself to have it. And this is what I'm saying. It's so many people out here dating world. So see, this goes back to that situation. We have people that survive toxic situations, right? And now that, like, look, you were in a toxic situation, you survived it. Now you're out in this world dating, but you never healed. And now you're actually toxic for people. I mean, I hate to say it, you're actually toxic.
Yeah, I think I'm toxic of somebody. I'm toxic to people that are looking for that.
Yes,
but I let them know up front.
But we're humans. Women are humans, man. And I mean, and a lot of times out of 10,
if you say cool, I'm cool with you not wanting that. I want that too.
Look, nigga,
I understand. I know it goes that. You know, I peep it in advance though.
Females be lying.
I know when to stop when I know it might be going that direction. I do. Who's slashing my tires, breaking my windows, calling me crazy?
Whoa. What?
Nobody.
That goes back to
what I'm saying is,
are you picking?
No.
Why would the woman do that to you?
No, I'm just saying.
I can't with this dude.
You like toxicity.
No. People mislead women and lie to them. You are my girl, my wife, my everything.
Do you think that's how you mislead people?
No.
By only just saying because you're my girl?
I said some people.
You can mislead a person by even doing the actions.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And so you don't mislead people?
What? Actions? Chilling? Drinking?
All right. Thank you again for calling.
Whatever.
Tuning in to
We'll have another segment.
Yo, I'm not. Look. And this is why I said I want to be Gilly and Wallow because sometimes I'm going to blow this nigga spot up. But again.
You can blow my spot up.
No, I'm not. So anyway.
And then
again,
I'll be their first leading lady.
Yeah, but when it's all said and done, guys, I'll definitely like to say I definitely appreciate all those who continue to tune in. Now that last episode, that was a good episode, and we ain't get that many views on that ass episode.
Y'all better hit subscribe.
Yo, subscribe, like, share. We put this stuff out. Y'all. We don't get paid. We do this for the entertainment. What we do on our Wednesday, Tuesday night, and we put this out for you guys to be entertained. Look, we ain't got the big names. We ain't got that. We just trying to bring the realest god dang podcast.
That's it.
And when I say the realest, we gonna talk based on the everyday guy, the everyday person. Because at the end of the day, I know it's like y'all may like the people that talk all these relationship shit, but they be stunting. I'm gonna tell one thing I can tell you. I'm gonna keep it 100. Look, I'm this guy. I'm that guy. Look at right now. I can tell you what's going on in my life. Like I'm happy at this point in my life. Y'all know Mitch. Mitch is Mitch, and if y'all know Mitch, this is Mitch. He ain't stunting. I mean, sometimes he be capping a little bit.
Yeah, I don't be capping, man. Yeah, I just don't say too much.
Yeah,
that's not capping.
All right, you know what? He just proved me correct.
That's
he
not
just
capping.
Don't say too much.
I'll say too much.
Yeah. Okay, so, but I say a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I say a lot. I put it all out there. But guys, look, we want to be able to keep everybody entertained, be able to bring some content. Next week we will have another guest. We'll have another lady on the episode, and we definitely have. We're gonna try to bring the lady in there because all this
let's hope that they
testosterone.
choose me to be the leading lady. All right, guys, because I think that I did really good tonight. Come on,
All right.
send us some messages. Say we want Gina. All right.
So other than that, you know how we do about this
I
time.
ball in the regular season. I've been posted up with me and my demons. I want the lifestyle.